Hi fellow DIYers! Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make these water slide decals, which are very easy to make and offer a lot of DIY ideas. The images that I used are from Design Space Images. I'll put the Design Space image numbers in the description box below. You can also print your own image, like your personal picture. You can upload it on Design Space and then print it. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make two kinds of water slide decals from Koala brand, the clear and white matte decals. For the clear one, you need a clear acrylic sealer spray to seal the image. The white matte, on the other hand, does not need a sealer. You can apply it on the surface directly. Again, I have a discount code that you can use in their website. Just type in DIY by Cess in the discount code box. So let's get started! So every time I use the print and cut feature, I always calibrate my machine. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you step by step how to calibrate your machine. So first step is to calibrate your machine. Open your Design Space app, click these three lines, and then click calibration. And here, since I'm using a maker, it's asking me to make a selection. If you're using an Explore machine, you will only see the print and cut option. So now let's go ahead and click print and cut. And then it's asking us to select a printer. Now, if you have multiple printers, you can click this drop-down menu and choose your printer. And since I only have one printer connected to my laptop, I'm going to go ahead and click print. Now after it's done printing, we can now place it in top left corner of our mat. And then click continue. Now turn on the machine that you want to calibrate. And then after the machine is connected, it will ask us to insert the mat into the machine. And then press the flashing load button. And then press the flash and go button on your machine. And then it will ask you if the cut line touches the printed line all the way around. And since I just calibrated my machine before this tutorial, the cut line touches the printed line all the way around. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to click no. Now without unloading the sheet, go ahead and click continue. Now without unloading the mat, we have to examine the lines on the top and right of the calibration sheet. Now I think number 11 has the closest cut to the center. And then here, as we can see, letter J and letter K were not really cut in the center. But what I usually choose is the second one. So in this case, it's the letter K. So for the top, I'm going to scroll down and click number 11. And then for the right, I'm going to scroll down and click letter K. And then click continue. Now the first round is done. We can now go ahead and unload the mat and then click continue. And then we have to reprint another sheet of paper. And then repeat the steps from round 1 until you get to this part. It will ask you again if the cut line touches the printed line all the way around, which should do the second time around. But if not, you can always click no and just repeat the steps until the cut line touches the line all the way around the square. So now I'll go ahead and click yes and then click continue. Now for the top, the closest is 11. And then for the right, the closest is J. So I'm going to click J and then click continue. Now it will do the confirmation cut, which will cut the big rectangle shape. And then it will ask if the cut line touches the printed line all the way around, which it does. And then I'm going to click yes and then save and close. Now after we're done calibrating the machine, we can now choose the image that we want to print. As I mentioned earlier, you can use your own image and then upload it on Design Space and then print it. But in this tutorial, I'm going to use some images from Design Space. So I'm going to click Images. And then I found this image in the Design Space that I really like to use. So I'm going to paste it here. If you'd like to use this image as well, I put the image number in the description box below. And then press Enter. And then I'm going to click this image. And then click Add to Canvas. Now I'm just going to zoom it out so I can see the full image in the screen. Now, if we look here on the Layers panel, we can see that the two layers are still on basic cut operation. We're going to flatten these two layers by clicking this flatten icon. And now, as we can see, the operation is now changed to print and cut. Now, we need to make a border or a background of this image. Otherwise, the machine will cut out the letters individually. So I'm going to click Offset. And then I'm going to need a big offset, so I'm going to adjust the offset to 0.40 inches because I don't want any space in between the images and the letters. So I'm going to click Apply, and then I'm going to separate the two layers. Now I want to get rid of these spaces in the middle, but as we can see here, the contour button is not available. So what I'm going to do here is, while this offset image is still selected, I'm going to click Operation. And then click Basic Cut. And now as we can see, the contour button is now available and we can now click it. And I'm going to click Hide All Contours. And there we go, we now have a solid background. Now we need to put the operation back to Print and Cut. So I'm going to click Operation and then click Print and Cut. Now I want the border to be clear, so I'm going to change the offset color to white. And then select them. Then click Align. Click Center. And while the two layers are still selected, click Flatten. And if we look here on the Layers panel, you will see there's a yellow warning sign. And if we click on that, we will see a note that says the image is too large. But we can reduce the size to 6.75 inches by 9.25 inches or less. But since I measured the surface where I'm going to apply this image on, I only need to change the height of the image to 6 inches. So I'm going to change the height to 6 inches and then Enter. And I'm just going to zoom it out. So I'm going to use this image for the clear Waterslide decal. Now I'm going to use a different image for the white matte Waterslide decal. So I'm going to click Images, and I'm going to paste the image number, and again, I'm going to put the image number in the description box below if you want to use this image. So click that, then click Add to Canvas. Now while the image is still selected, I'm going to click Flatten. Again, I measure the surface where I'm going to apply this image on, and I need to change the height to 3 inches. So I'm going to highlight those numbers and then put number 3. Now we're ready to go. I'm going to click Make It. And since I'm going to use two different kinds of Waterslide decals, I'm going to move the other image to a different mat. So I'm going to click those 3 dots and then click Move Object. And we now have two different mats. And we want to make sure that the material size is set to 8.5 by 11 inches for both of our materials. And now we can go ahead and click Continue and then click Send to Printer. Now the Add Bleed, I'm going to turn it off because my border is clear. But if you're going to use a colored border, I would suggest to leave the Add Bleed on. And then I'm going to click Use System Dialog and then Print. Now this is the recommended setting for the clear Waterslide decal. The media type should be photo and the quality should be best. And then click Print. And then after it's done printing, I'm going to set the base material to medium cardstock. I find this medium cardstock setting perfect to cut these Waterslide decals all the way through. And I'm going to change the pressure to more. Now after the first mat is done cutting, the second mat is basically the same thing. The only change that we have to make is to change the quality from best to normal or standard as per the recommended setting of the product. And then click print. And then same setting, medium cardstock, and then press the flash and go button on your machine. So these are the two Waterslide decals that I'm going to use. So this is the clear Waterslide decal. So this is for inkjet. It's clear. It's 8.5 by 11 inches and it has 10 sheets. So on the back, it has instructions, applications, troubleshooting guides, and some recommendations. So put the sticker paper on your printer shiny side down like so. So this is what I'm using, but you can also use your choice of clear acrylic spray. So seal the image with acrylic spray 3 times. Spray a coat over the image, let it dry completely, then spray again. Make sure to spray evenly to seal the ink. Otherwise, the ink may dissolve in water. Now this is the no need spray Waterslide decal. So the steps are basically the same thing. The only difference is this doesn't need an acrylic spray. We can apply it on the surface directly after cutting. The printable side is more smooth and wider than the back side. Make sure to print on the correct side. So when you put it into your printer, the wider and more smooth side should be facing down like so. Now we need to submerge the decals into the water for a little moment. It may curl, but that's okay. We can push it down using our fingers. And I'm just going to add some more water. I got this candle from Dollar Tree. You can remove the label or the sticker, but in this tutorial, I'm just gonna leave it on. Gently hold one side of the decal in your left thumb and forefinger and slide the back sheet with your right thumb and forefinger. Slightly position the decal to the right spot. Then use your fingers or a damp paper, card, towel, or a mini squeegee to gently remove air bubbles and excess water. Now for the no need spray water decal, I'm going to use this spot. I got this spot from a dollar store. And there you have it! If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. All feedback is welcome and any feedback is good feedback. Please subscribe to my channel and check out my other tutorials. See you in the next episode of DIY by Sass. Thanks for watching!